Geeks, my name is Chris, and in this video we are looking at a couple of different versions of the same character, Ninjor, who's that classic Masters of the Universe bad guy. So Mattel have released a few different versions of him. So let's look at a couple of different versions of a classic Motu character, Ninjor. So these both arrived basically at the same time, so I thought I'd do a video. Same character, two very different interpretations. So on the right we have the Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia Ninjor, and on the left we have the Motu and Ninja Turtle crossover Ninjor. So let's have a look at these individually. Let's start with the one on the right. The New Eternia line is basically a new look at old concepts or unused concepts from when the characters were originally created, and that's a sub-series of the Masterverse line, which is the 6-inch 30 points of articulation deluxe packaging. Usually comes with multiple accessories. Lovely window box, wonderful artwork, wraparound. So we've got Scareglow, obviously we've got Ninjor, and on the other side we've got Ninjor in his with his other face and the kind of mask. And yeah, sometimes there's like little call outs to other characters or upcoming characters. So here you can see we've got Sorceress on the steps of Castle Grayskull. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Looks packed out with a whole bunch of different stuff and the traditional red rocks and all that kind of thing. And then we've got some glamour shots on the back of him in action with all of his accessories. And we've also got the Terraclaw Skeletor as well as She-Ra also from this same line. And a very short bio about Ninjor himself, which basically says, the Demon King from the Dimension of Noir silently searched the scattered remains of New Eternia for the power of Grayskull, so he may become an immortal force of evil. So the original character from the 80s got the same colour scheme, red and black. Obviously Ninjor, ninja, stealth, shinobi, warrior, all those kind of influences. And this certainly looks to be a deluxe interpretation of the character. Let's get him out of this plastic prison and have a look at Ninjor. He's a very impressive figure, I can tell just by this cursory glance I've had so far. So the packaging of the Masterverse figures is always just so awesome, and they really put a lot of effort into their packaging design. They normally come with this not only the plastic kind of tray for the body, but also they show you all the different contents that you should be expecting, and the accessories, the weapons and the heads come in this little bag, which is pretty cool. And so yes, that's just in that little column there. And here is the figure himself. So we've got the familiar red glowing eyes, as all of the different Ninjor figures have. His little emblem with the dragon and the katana, the red gloves, the shoulders have got spikes on them, got the red little rope belt, the familiar loincloth, and he's got the familiar kind of Skeletor evil monster feet, which the original figure did have as well. So pretty cool looking there. And then the accessories he comes with, he's got this awesome looking crossbow, well, not crossbow, bow and arrow, with what looks like maybe some blood or energy effects being on the actual arrow rather than its string itself, and familiar red, black, and now grey color costume choices, on the costume. Nunchucks with a little chain, which is pretty cool. Again, these are very kind of translucent and just red, and the red theme continues with the hilt of the katana as well. And it's nice and detailed and stuff, so yeah, pretty awesome. And you could see on the back of there he's got a couple of different faces. So we have in normal kind of faceplate, or human, but grey skin and yellow eyes, cool goatee. So you can just do a bit of a faceplate swap, and a very cool looking mask. Is that an Oni mask? Is that what it's called? ONI, something like that. Anyway, so yes, a lot of action figures are doing that now, where instead of just taking the whole head off, you actually just take the faceplate off and you just give them a new look that way. But let's have a bit of a play with his posability and see how articulated Ninjor is. So yes, pretty standard articulation. So the head does come off if you want to swap that with something else, and the harness, the armor comes off as well with the familiar Motu clasps on the back if you want to take that off. And yeah, I mean the joints are pretty stiff, but you just need to loosen them up with a bit of hot water or whatever. So yeah, the knees are double jointed so they can go back quite far. The feet actually swivel as well, and so do the boots, and the gloves as well also swivel, and his waist. So yeah, he's pretty poseable, which is good to see, and very detailed. I do like the colours on this, so it's not only the red and the black, but also the grey, which has a bit of a shimmer to it. And you can also see on his costume he's got spaces for all of his weapons, very much like the G.I. Joe classified figures do. So he's got a little shoulder thing, a little hip thing there, with a nice little face on it as well, similar to the alternate mask. And you can put his sword on the back and this little sheath there. So yes, pretty cool. And you can see the belt could go off as well. So you can actually give this character a few different looks. The faceplates are very easy actually, so the one that is currently on him that he has in the box, that just stays on, and then the alternate two that he comes with basically just flip over, so they've got little tabs and they just clip right on in there. So yeah, very easy, and yeah, it doesn't look odd or whatever, it actually fits quite well. So that's one of the versions. Certainly looks pretty angry, and then just pop that off. And then the other one, which is like the mask one, just flips right over. So again, just put it right in. You'll see two little tabs under his hood, and yeah, you can still see his eyes like poking out. So they've actually done that quite well, so there's no need to like take off his existing face and put these on. They just fit right over the top. I've said it before, but it's very hard for action figures to hold you know, bow and arrows in a way that looks kind of natural, just because of the way the arms have to be extended. It's a bit difficult, but yes, he can hold the bow and arrow. The nunchucks go on his left hip there, which is great, and the katana just fits on his back. So yeah, the detail of the bow and arrow is pretty awesome. Like, there's every space of this guy is just covered with detail and texture, and it just really works well from the menacing kind of mysterious look of the character. But I'm very happy that he comes with those three weapons, because those are the weapons that the original character came with as well. You could technically try and fit the bow and arrow on one of the hooks on the back, so that just fits into the kind of what's meant for the katana. So yeah, I don't think it's meant to be. It's a bit awkward looking, obviously. Almost looks like he has kind of wings, but we'll see in our next figure that Ninjor does possess wings. He doesn't come with any alternate hands, but the hands do pop off. They've got pretty similar, just the same as most of the Master of the Universe figures do. The pegs are pretty similar, so yes, if you ever do want to swap, you can just plug them on and plug on some from another character perhaps. But yes, regardless, he doesn't come with any alternate hands, like no fists or anything, just the two kind of grip hands, and he can hold both weapons easily enough. So here we go. On the left, obviously, the Masterverse Ninjor, and on the right is the Masters of the Universe Origins Ninjor. And the Origins line is just a reinterpretation of the classic figures with more articulation. So this is what the original 80s figure looks like, very, very similar, except you had the cloth tunic and hood. This figure also came with the crossbow, or the bow and arrow. I have an accessory bin somewhere, but yes, very similar. And you can see obviously the sword and dragon emblem is the same, and the red and black color scheme is the same as well. So a very faithful look, but certainly a wild interpretation of the classic Ninjor. From one Ninjor to another Ninjor, it's a bit of a mouthful. So on the left, obviously, the Masterverse figure that we just looked at, and on the right we have the Turtles of Grayskull. So this is the ultimate collaboration crossover between the Masters of the Universe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's quite a surprise, but awesome. So these have been out for, I don't know, I want to say at least 2 years now, and they're basically just what if the Ninja Turtles went into Eternia, and there's a bit of a crossover and a bit of a mashup. So very interesting interpretations. I guess not only the similar character, but for me, when I saw both of these action figures being released, as soon as they were in package, I thought, oh, I've got to have both of these. So I was very excited that I'm able to get both. So yeah, the Turtles of Grayskull. This is the more wild, even wilder than this interpretation of Ninjor, where he's become like an actual dragon, not just a dragon on his chest, but like an actual kind of dragon character hybrid. And we can see on the back the other characters. We've got Leonardo, Clampchamp, and Michelangelo from the same wave, and they also include a comic book, mini comic, which the original Masters of the Universe figures did as well, and that kind of explains the backstory. So the only other figure I think I have is the Man-at-Arms, and actually I think I've got the Leonardo as well. Yes, I do have that Leonardo. So it's an interesting line, a wild collaboration. But let's open this Motu TMNT crossover and have a look at Ninjor, the Devious Dragon. I love the card back, very colourful art. Normally it has the red exploding rocks from the Masters of the Universe figures. This has the purple ones, and obviously the lovely green on the back as well. This is part of the Reptile War subline of the Ninja Turtles Masters of the Universe crossover. You can tell because it says it on the back of the card, but also the blister has this wonderful scaly kind of texture with it on it, and with both of those very loved iconic logos right there. The figure itself also comes with a few accessories, including the comic, which explains the backstory, and this is with art by Freddie Williams, I believe. So yes, if you want to know how this crossover happens, this is the way to do it. Michelangelo, I have the turtle power, nice, and some of the figures on the back, which are also available, and they keep pumping them out. The figure itself is pretty awesome. There's that familiar red and black colour scheme. He comes with one weapon, which is a sword, just a red sword, all done in one colour. It's actually the same mould as the Masterverse figure sword that we just looked at actually. So yes, just the same sword, just all in one colour. The figure itself also comes with a little neck extension thing, so you can pop his head off and pop this wonderful black scaled neck on. He also comes with some wings, which we'll put on the back, and these are quite posable as well, so they can spread out depending how much room you have on the shelf. And all the Masters of the Universe Origins figures come with this little pamphlet which explains all the parts that are removable and interchangeable between the figures. So yes, very familiar red and black. It's got an articulated jaw in his monstrous looking dragon head, the spiked shoulders as well, and the familiar emblem. And the purple on his limbs there is kind of translucent, a bit hard to see on camera, but yes, they've done a very good job. There's a lot going on here, spiky collar, all that kind of stuff, but somehow in this weird world of He-Man and Ninja Turtles crossing over, it works. So the neck extender, that just pops right on there. You can take the collar off or leave it on, the spiky collar, depending how you feel. But yes, that just pops off. There's a little ball joint on there that goes on, and then the actual head goes on there. So yeah, I mean, I guess it just gives him a bit more of a dragon-y kind of look, but the head itself is pretty detailed. I like how they've got all the teeth painted. There's the tongue there. It certainly looks like some kind of weird dragon with bushy eyebrows, red eyes that all the Ninja figures come with, and just the lovely texturing as well. So a pretty cool figure. Go Ninja. Yeah, it's great that we could get such continued wild interpretations of classic Masters of the Universe characters, and it's just a dream collab to see the Ninja Turtles and He-Man characters crossing over. So here we go, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Ninjor and Turtles of Grayskull Origins Ninjor, both from Mattel and both available now, chock full of red and black and weird goodness and various accessories. So let me know what you think. Which one is your favourite? The Dragon Ninjor or the more stealthy red and black armoured up Ninjor? They're both awesome in my opinion. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye, geeks.